You're watching the News Channel 15 Highlight Zone with Joe Whalen. Sports coverage you can count on with the Highlight Zone starts now.
Perception in March often isn't worth the paper it rests on. Just ask Homestead and Bishop Dwenger. The Spartans, playing in their first semi-state game in program history, weren't supposed to make it past regionals. The Saints haven't been here since the mid-90s, and Matt Kostoff's team should have gone down swinging in sectionals. Poetic justice. Two teams one step shy of the game everyone is trying to make that nobody thought these two would. Let's start in 4A. Homestead and number 8 Lake Central. The Indians, led by Butler commit Tyler Weidman. The Spartans countering with the sophomore sensation Caleb Swanigan. And Swanee had it working early on. Fights inside for the putback, and he had Homestead's first 6 points, but the Spartans were down after one, 24-19 in the second. Joe Alt with the Spartans down 8 goes baseline. That makes it 20-14. But LC's Tyler Weidman finishes with the jam. He's got those big Zach Stabler hands. It was a halftime lead for LC. Later, though, Swanigan going to work with Weidman on the bench in foul trouble. He had 22 points, 13 rebounds, 27-24 at the break. In the third now, Ty Wilburn, the steal and the score at the other end. That makes it an 11-point deficit for the Spartans. One last kick from Homestead. Daj Curry, one of his 3 trifectas on the day, but LC just too tough down the stretch. Joe Bannister counters with his own triple as the season comes to an end for Homestead, 79-57.
As soon as the second half came, they opened it up with a few big shots and got some turnovers that led to layups, and we just quite couldn't get back in it. They put 2 people on me. We definitely should have been getting the shots we wanted, but playing behind, we feel the urgency that we rushed it. If we would have moved the ball a little bit, we would have got the shots we wanted every time.
Lake Central's a great team. They stepped up. They came ready to play. Unfortunately, our shots weren't falling, and we came up a little short.
And I said it all year long that we're not a type of team that can play from behind. I mean, we had to get the lead. We had to control the tempo. And the whole game, we were playing catch-up. That's what it seemed like.
Homestead finishes the season with a 20-8 record. In 3A, Bishop Dwenger battling third-ranked Bowman Academy at Huntington North. The Eagles lost to Concordia in semi-state on this court last year. They don't want to repeat. Darian Riddle, the answer. Then it's Arthur Haggard. Yes, sir. A couple possessions later, inside to Davon Dillard for the deuce. 26-19 Bowman after the first. Tyler Eifert on hand, hoping for a rally. His brother Grady was up to it. Finishes off the nice feed inside. Then a couple moments later in transition, Kyle Hartman, the junior. So good off the dribble, the scoop, and the finish. But it's 49-28 at the half, and the Sanctuary looking for a rally. They would get it. Eifert inside. He had a game-high 21 points, and here comes Dwenger. Later, Mike Fiacable just can't get the roll, but Jeff Hugg the follow and the foul. Saints come all the way back and pull within 5, but Bowman makes the plays late. Dwenger's season ends 85-71.
We sat in the locker room at Garrett last year after Concordia beat us, and we talked about how our goal for the school was to, because we have a lot of multi-sport guys, as you know, was to go to state in football and to go to state in basketball. And, football team held up their end of the bargain. We fell 1 game short. But, Joe, you do something that only 4 teams in school history have done, so there is some satisfaction in that.
The Saints' improbable run, just their 4th ever to semi-state, ends with a 17-9 record. Earlier in the day, the 2A matchup between Westview and Lewis Cass, and yes, standing room only for this one. The Warriors trying to get back to state for the first time since 2000. The Kings haven't been since 2003. They were down in the third, but Austin Kiesling keeping them in at 2 of his game-high 20. But in the fourth, it's all about Jordan Bontrager. First off the bounce, and then later, the guard getting big in the lane, finishes for 2 more. He had 18, 56-50 Westview at that point. The Kings refusing to hand over the crown. Check out this play from Evan Oman. Follows his own shot, flips it up, has reservations for 3, but the Warriors with their own answer inside. Chandler Aspey, team high 19 points. Time to bounce at Westview. Warriors on their way to state, 65-58.